Hello, welcome to DK Bowl Chat. I'm glad you're here. I'm working on a little chickadee, and there's the reference photo from him. And I am going to work on him today. I'm going to put oil paint over this. So stay with me and you'll see the finished product, which I'll show you a preview here. So yeah, stick with me and I'll show you how with oil. Oil is going to make this more defined and also look a lot more cohesive. It's going to be better. So I'm going to use some lean medium, and that will help the paint spread easily. And I'm going to start with the background sky, which is going to be titanium white and phthalo blue. Now I think this is a different shade of phthalo blue, but it's fine. That's going to be all right. So I've got the titanium white, a little bit of medium, and some phthalo blue. There we go. I mixed it together. I'll start at the top here and see how close I am. I guess I could go a little darker, huh? I'll grab some more blue. Oh yeah, that'll work. So I need a bigger brush because I could be all day here painting with this little tiny brush. So I've got the right color. I'm going to get a bigger brush and paint that in until it gets right up to the bird. And then at that point I will switch to a smaller brush. There we go. And I see a little hair right there. I'm going to get that off. There we are. Okay. And I think I'll do the side colors later. I'm just going to do this top right here and work my way down. And this technique is oil over acrylic. I'm using Gamblin paint. It's over the top of the acrylic I used for the last video of the chickadee. So I came down a little farther than I did on the previous one, but I'm going to put a little bit of white on here too. I was going to do the sides later, but now I'm thinking, well, maybe I should just do it while I got it here, right? Okay. Got it. And yeah, I'm going to get some white on that smaller brush that has the blue already on it. So by the time I'm done here today, there will be a lot of brushes, which I think is a good thing. It's certainly not bad. So I need to get white, titanium white. I used it up in this mix. I'm gonna get a little bit more. There we are. This is fast matte, and it will dry quicker. And I'm not getting paid to tell you that. It's just what I've used. Oil painting, I've tried many different kinds of oil paint, and I tried Gamblin and haven't come back, so I just stay with Gamblin. Okay, I put in the sky, which is the clouds. Now, I'm putting them in with a round brush right now, but I'm going to blend it with a fan brush. Let me get behind his little head too with some white. That's where the light's coming from. And the fan brush is not going to do me much good right up against his head. So I'm going to need to be careful going with this brush around his head. And this is a round brush. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the videos on my channel. I enjoy making them. And I'm super glad you watched them. And yeah, I will keep posting them, and you can learn how to paint acrylic and oil paint. Now, I haven't done an oil painting where I started with oil paint to begin with. I usually start with acrylic. So it's been a while since I've done that. I don't know that I want to do that. I like painting oil over acrylic. because you already see what the picture's going to look like. It's already going to be good. You already know that. You already know the outcome. Yeah, so I'm going to blend this with a fan brush, but let me get a little bit for the behind the bird. And that's a little bit more blue. So it's blue and white. Just where the light was coming in. I'm just going to come in here and blend that to the edge, and then I'll get the fan brush and start blending it in. The fast mat is not going to work with me for the blending of the flowers and the background if I don't do them today, so I need to do that. Get some more blue. So blue for right here. I have the phthalo blue right here. Yeah. There we go. Okay, I'll try this. This ought to work. A little more blue. It's okay. Adding a little white to it. I think there's purple in that sky a little bit too. So I don't see too much of the clouds over here. Going right up to that little bird's body. There. And at this point, if I wanted to, I could make his legs thinner. I might do that. I don't know. They look pretty good, I think. Blending that edge. And get this edge too. There's a little bit of green on this side. I need to take that out with the paint. Okay, let me get a fan brush. A small, what's it called? 20-0. There we go. Let me just blend it in. And I will blend in these clouds. And the blue right here. I need this to be wet here, so it'll blend with the red when I put it in. But yes, he's got the light, a little aura of light around him. I might have got a little bit on his head. Oh well, I can fix that. I love the way oils blend. I think I've said that before, but I do. It's just great. They're easy to blend. Okay, going around here. Little circles, so I'm just pretending like my hand is like a fan, a little fan. It's just going in circles. I need to wipe this off somewhere. There we go. I'm gonna get a new brush because that other one required a paper towel, and I don't have paper towels today. I mean, I have them, I just didn't put them out before I started painting. I was eager to start painting again. Get your white, blend it in, and might be one more. There we go. I'm gonna come from his head out because I think I got a little bit on his head. There we go. And if I need to, I can use a Q-tip. If there's anywhere that needs to be really blended, more so. Because I don't need an outline of the bird on there. You know, I don't need a... Just where the bird is going to be white. But it is in the picture anyway. I mean, in my mind, the image I have. And then looking at the reference photo, it's not. It's totally different. Okay. I will remember the pan brushes next time, no problem. Blending that edge. Bringing in the blue. Okay, I'm going to take that out with Q-tip. That little bit of too much blue. Right there in front of him. When you're using a Q-tip to remove paint, just roll it as you're going, and it will pick up the paint. It's a good eraser. I do want to keep some of the white there. I don't want to make it all blue or just around the bird's head. Yeah, the oil will automatically do the work for you. Once you put it in there, it blends really easy. I'm sure if you do acrylics with mediums in them, you might find that they blend pretty well. I don't typically use mediums in the acrylic. More water if I need it. That's it. There we are. That looks pretty good, I think, on that line. I just get it to where I'm okay with it. The oil paint is going to look great on there, more so than the acrylic did. It's going to give it a little depth. Excess blue off of here. And then I just need to make sure it's going to be still wet with the paint where the flowers are. So I notice now that my green stops right at the branch, and I might bring it up past the branch just to blend it all in. It's right here, it stops right at the branch. So I'm going to move these brushes over. I'll clean them up later, it's fine. And I'm going to go into the green. So I've got sap green and a little bit of olive green. And I'm going to get the brush wet with the green. Now this is the same brush I used for the blue. I didn't clean it off. It's got green on it now. But as we know, yellow and blue make green, so it's fine. It's going to be, it'll just mix in there. It's not going to stand out. I'm going to add a little red to it to darken the green. Red is the opposite on the color wheel. That to be a darker green. There we go. We don't need brown, just red and green. Yeah, we want to make it a darker green. There we go. And then some olive green. I got both of them. I'll start tapping that in. And this is a much yellower green than the other one was. Go around the side here. Oh, see, can't touch the top. It's got oil paint on it. I mean, I could touch it. I just don't want to do that right now. Got that in there, and then I'm going to put more sap green, I think, is what I need. There we are. And maybe a little bit of medium. Let's see, where's that medium? Put some in here. Because the paint's thicker. I'm just thinning it out a little bit. There we are. That'll work. My goal is to make it look like it's plants in the background, not just green, you know. So I don't want to take over the whole thing, but I'm going to go over this and go above it because I don't want it to stop on that corner and have the branch be the divider. It doesn't have to be any sort of shape. I just don't want it to be a shape. You know, I don't want it to be something that stands out as that doesn't look right. I want it to look right. So I'll tap in here too with some green. And another thing this does too, using this paint, will go right over any spots that you might have missed with the original acrylic on the canvas where it's not really touching the, or you don't really see the, like you can see parts of the canvas through it, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so all I need to do is clean off that branch so I can put some more in here. And I'm going to put more, I think I'll leave that part light. Okay, so I'm going to come in here with a Q-tip and get the paint off of the branch. And remember how that branch goes. Okay, and then the other side. And I kind of came down here. I got to touch that up with the paint. There we are. Go right up there. Get some, make it look more natural, like there's plants going taller behind this little bird. It's not going to look like a tree. Like we're not going to have a trunk or anything. It's just a suggestion. There we are. I don't think I typically change the painting while I'm painting, but today I'm going to do that just because it's going to look better. And then I'm going to grab a littler brush so I can put some green over here, here, and here. This is a round brush to number 4, going into the green and the red. Just a darker green, not. Okay, so I'm going to tap right in here with it. And I don't need it to cover the whole thing. I can have some of the acrylic showing through, that's fine. And I have that around this canvas too on the other side. I'm going to put some there and tip it without touching any oil. I'll keep this part so I can still touch around the flowers maybe till I don't, and then I'll have to pick it up by lifting it in one little corner and then putting my hand underneath it to pick it up. Okay, I've got the green, some green down here too. All right. That brush is done. I'm going to take off some of the green so I can bring back some of the acrylic behind it because I want the definition and the highlight in there. I don't need all of it covered up with oil. This is going to be oil anyway because I already touched it with the oil. This way I can lighten it up in some places. And the Q-tip makes a great way to do that. If you're using medium, you can just wet these down and then throw them away. I keep them in a separate bag until garbage day because, yeah, I don't want anything to happen. So because the medium, it does have a little thinner in it, not much. Just going to blend that. Okay, so good. I'm going to touch this, just get the edges. I have to put the red on there to make it really work, so I'm going to start doing that, which I'm excited about. I like blending the colors. I've got right here quinacridone red, and then I've got quinacridone magenta that I just bought. I don't know if you can see my palette. Trust me, you're not missing anything. It's titanium. I just put titanium white on there. And I'm going to start painting in the flower. I'm going to grab a round brush for that. The flowers, there we go. This is magenta and red together. And it's really bright. That's great. And I'm not concerned about mixing them completely together. If I accidentally pick up green, it's just going to dull down what I'm painting right now. It'll make it more of a dull red than the vibrant red that it is right now. Let's bring it on out to the edge. And some red. Let's get that. I'm gonna go right up to his body. Maybe he's like right in front of those flowers. And if I get it on the, it's fine. If I get it on the branch, I will wipe it off with a Q-tip. Okay, coming in with the pink. I think most of the pink's up near the top here. There we are. I need some quinacridone red. Get it back to red. I got magenta in here. I'm noticing the magenta. There we are. Get some of that red in there. Okay, we got it pretty much in there. I'm going to put some more definition. I have to be careful where I'm putting this. I have to remember that I put some in front here. Get some more red, quinacridone red. So I've been sharing Bible verses, and the one for today that's sticking in my mind is in Psalm, and I believe it's Psalm 37, I'm pretty sure. I don't have it written down. It is, do not fret because of those who are evil, or be envious of those who do wrong. For like the grass they will soon wither, like green plants they will soon die away. Trust in the Lord and do good. There's my cat. I love the Psalms, and they have so many books in the Psalms, and they are encouraging, uplifting, and verses to live by. Yeah, I have the rest of it memorized too, but today it's not coming to me. So I got that part out anyway. And I'll have to rememorize the end of that. I've been going through listening to the Bible, and I've been doing ESV version instead of NIV. Just on the recommendation of the pastor, so that's what I've been doing. Okay, so now I'm ready to put in definition between the flowers, enough to give me sort of a little bit of, these are going to be roses, right? Let's get some pink in there. And I'm going to be able to touch between the green and the red in a little bit here. I'm almost there. I'll put some more titanium white. Going through the white quick. That usually happens. I don't want the background to take over the painting. The chickadee's the focal point. I'm going to tone it down just a little bit where it meets the sky here. I'm just pulling across it with a Q-tip. I'm not worried about the branch, I'll wipe it off later. The nice part of oils is that they don't, well, there's a lot of nice parts about oils, but they don't they don't dry right away. You get all this time to play with it. You don't have to hurry or be concerned about it drying on you. I'm going to add white back in. I'm touching between where the green and the red meet. Just right on that little part where they meet together. And you could use a bigger brush and blend it a little bit. I just don't want to blend it out. I don't want to make it disappear. Oh, I'll put white on that later. Some pink here. I want there to be definition between these so that I'm not just making a pink blob of something here. I want it to look like flowers. getting a fan brush. I'm going to pull from the sky down into the roses. I got pink on my brush now. And now I'm going to stay in the roses, just touching between where the colors are meeting. I don't want that green to disappear, but I'm just blending that edge. So filbert, touching where the colors are meeting. And right into that green. We're going to blur that background. We already did before we put the bird on. But now with the oil, it's round 2. Getting more white. I'm going to pull into this color. I don't have a reference photo for this. I am just winging it. He'll be fine. We'll just go work around him. Okay, I'm going to touch the lines between where they connect, where the two colors come together. And also, I'm going to remove a little bit of paint, like I did with the green. This time I'm going to do it with the red. Get some of that darker red back in there. You got to have some definition. You have to have the dark to show the light. If you don't have the dark in there, the light's going to just blend into everything and you won't have the definition. So I'm going to blend from the outside in again. Pulling down and into the flower. And again. And then I'm just going to touch where it's meeting the other colors. There we go. I don't need to completely blend it gone. This one I'm just touching it barely. That's good. I'm going to actually take another fan brush. You know what? This will work good too. This is a flat brush. Well, filbert maybe? It's from Trikel. Spectrum. It's their own type of brush. Pull from the sky in is what I'm doing. And again, I've got this side is kind of clean. I don't want a hard line there. So I'm going to tap with another brush. Okay, so I need to get a little bit of color down here as well. You can't see that part, that's fine. And I'm going to take it off that branch. And his leg. That one off of his leg. I could bring the pink out of that, out to the center underneath his body too. It might look more realistic. Let me try it. I realize I'm leaning my hand into the paint. It's fine. It's not going to hurt me as long as I'm not touching anything else after this. With the gloves on anyway. There we are. Yeah, I think it does make a difference. To bring it out a little further. Make it some more white. I'm just making a little circle of the white. Like a flower, the edge of the flower. And just touching where these come together. Okay, I'm going to grab a Q-tip and clean off some of the paint to make it darker, like I did before where I brought in some dark. I need to bring that back in some places. You know the light's coming from behind him. Oh, he's got paint on both sides, that's good. We'll take it out. Take it out of the mix. Yeah, that's looking better, much better. Get some of the white off of here. Okay, I think that's good. I just have to blend the green a little bit. And I have a green brush. I'm going to grab it. Go right in the middle. And then I'll just touch the edges where it's touching the pink. What if I mixed it in a little bit to the green or the pink? What if I pulled the green in there? I'm going to do that a little bit. And then touch that edge. I'm blending this side too. Yeah, that's good. Get it off that branch. It's going to be painted over anyway. I have transparent red here to paint over it. Get it to where I'm pretty much clean. Oh, there we go. Put some green on that side. There we are. Yeah, that looks good. I just need to make sure this edge is blended. This one's blended. Because they'll dry over time, but for instance, I could come back this afternoon and it would be still blend. I could still easily blend it if I wanted to, except for the white. The white's going to dry. I think that's good for today. So thank you for joining me, and please subscribe to DK Bowl Chat. And if you like the video so far, please like the video. And I will see you in the next video. God bless you.